Morning everyone, Terry Koogler from Koogler Landscaping here on a mulch job over in Bellbrook, Ohio. Just wanted to share a little tips and things of mulching, do's and don'ts, and some of them I'm doing and not doing. So this is my setup, my truck there, and I have a big trailer, 20-foot trailer. And I can put mowers in the back because I'm solo and still get 4 or 5 yards of mulch. This is called Dark Supreme or whatever. It's their second grade. The difference is how fine it's ground. I like using the coarser stuff. It looks a little better, longer, more mulch-like, and the other stuff breaks down and looks more like soil in a shorter period of time. So my choice is if you're not going to disturb it too much, use the coarser stuff. They're both the exact same mulch, it's just ground differently, more fine. And if you're gardening and planting flowers and constantly in your beds, then go ahead and use the finer stuff because it mixes in a little bit better and is easier to do that. So, and I highly recommend plastic scoops. The metal ones and aluminum ones kind of don't glide very good against the concrete or wooden deck as I have here in my trailer. So plastic scoops are best in my opinion, humble opinion. I like the plastic, I think these are 6 cubic feet wheelbarrows. So I run them. I've got actually 3 of them. I have 2 of them with me. I keep them on the trailer all the time, so I'm able to cut grass, do whatever each day. So A.M. Leonard, I believe, is the brand. So there's the 2. Here's a little thing. I'm in the middle of it, so it's not done yet, but something you see over here is the, I call them mulch volcanoes. They're very popular. And landscape, 2 reasons for that. Typically our landscapers don't plant the tree deep enough because it's easier to dig a half a hole and heap mulch on it, and people will accept that because they don't know any better. And then even if it's planted correctly, people mulch up, and that's not good either. So in my opinion, this is a little high, but again, the tree is planted high, and this property is probably maybe 20-ish years old, so it's been mulched multiple times. So got to deal with what we work with what we have. So, but that's the common thing there. So I edge with a weed eater or whatever you have around the edge and highlight that and put that in. And this will settle an inch or 2. The next week or 2 with some rain. It's very dry out here. It's fall. It's September something, 25th or something like that. So here I'll be cleaning, everything up here. But this one, so that's that bed there. And this is my weed eater, which I use to edge. I just use heavy duty string. I've got a video about the head and the string I use and everything, which is really edges and weed whacks and does all that really good. This property here I cut Monday, so you can see it still looks fairly decent along the edge there. And I've put these little bushes in for the customer and trimmed these a couple weeks ago, some of them. So I just wanted to show you. So that bed there's pretty much done. And another thing, you kind of keep it thin along the edge, and then you build it on the back and maybe have your high point in the middle or slightly to the back. And things I look for, which this may not be so that great, but you try to keep the edge along the foundation consistent and as straight as possible, because that really shows up. So it's kind of like painting a trim, so that's an important thing to do. This customer had a lot of dirt and stuff piled up there, so it was a little harder to negotiate there along the edge. But so that's an important feature. Your edge lines, both front and back, up against the house or whatever it's up against. People look out, so if you got it, mounds and looks like the ocean up against the foundation and it's wavy, then it jumps out as a poor job in my opinion, or half done. So, and then I keep, like I said, I got 2 scoops. Well, I carry 4 with me, but I got one up here where I'm working, and then I keep one back in the trailer. And I use, even though I'm a one-man show, I'm solo, I use 2 wheelbarrows, and when I'm up shoveling, I just fill them both up. That way I don't have to get up and down out of the trailer. Little time saver. So there's another tree. So this is over here is where I'm working. I think I said that this customer's been with me about 10-15 years. So this is what I'm going over. I've never mulched this since I've been here. He had so it's been years, 5 or 10 years since it's been mulched, and now what he used was a rubber tire thing. I don't know if you can see it there, but he said this is rubber tires, which is okay. The idea is that lasts a long time and doesn't degrade, but as you can see over time, this bed is washed, and it doesn't really disappear or degrade, but it gets washed away and taken away, and things get grow in it. And he tried to do it really good, or whoever did it. They have landscape fabric, which I'm not really keen on. It creates problems when you're digging in bushes and gets pulled up. And as you can see here, the rubber mulch, we'll call it, is washed off of it. And so this is what I'm dealing with. And of course, to really knock it out, you'd have to take all the fabric out, all these, it'd be another, at least a day for a crew, 4 or 5 guys, to take all that out. And then you have problems where you're going to take rubber mulch to, because you can't compost it, or limited. So anytime you're doing rock or some other type of mulch, consider the factors. That's the same with rock. You can put rock in, and yes, it lasts a long time, but once stuff gets washed in it, and eventually you'll get things growing in it as well, even with the fabrics and everything. I've done this 41 years, so I've seen a lot of failures and problems. So, and here's some rock. He's got a little rock next to his generator. So, but that's what I'm dealing with today. Just wanted to share a little video of mulching and different things you can do and what you're dealing with in the thing, workplace and stuff. So I got probably be another day to really finish up. I'm running out of mulch and energy, and don't want to overdo it. Says I gotta yet go another day. So this is the backyard. So got a little knockout rose bush and some boxwood and so forth. This one plant's getting a little dry. I better remind him to water it maybe. I just put that in for him and stuff. He selected that. So, but yeah, so the rubber mulch and rock and all that is not a end-all be-all, as you can see from this property. Even though it's rubber and it, like I said, didn't break down, it still gets washed away and gets stuff in it. Here we got a little grass growing in it there. Gotta spray and pull that. And then if you change your mind and you want to put something else in here like I'm doing today, then you either got to just bury it, or a great deal of effort to cost probably $1,000, $1,500 just to remove it all the fabric and stuff. So consider that when you're selecting stuff long term, because homes last for quite a few years. So I've had some of my customers for 41 years properties, but most of my customers are 20 or 30 years old to me. I tend to retain people, so yeah, I use these buckets and set them off for picking up trash and chunks of mulch or rock or digging, so it's convenient. So the weed eater there set up for kind of edging with some heavy duty 4-line string, 030 I think it is, and I do that along the grass before I do it, and then next week when I'm cutting I'll do it again and highlight it even better, and then I'll touch up anything, because this is again a customer that I'll be back at every weekly maintaining the property. So as I see any issues, I take care of it. So if the mulch looks a lot high or low, I'll address that. So then over here on the side we've got see it's already high, and it's got so I'm not sure what we're going to do over here. It doesn't look too bad, but it's already high as it is with the rubber mulch, so it's either make it higher, or maybe a suggestion is to leave this. I may just do the corner or steal some rubber mulch. I think I'll probably just do the corner and maybe suggest we leave this rubber mulch since it doesn't look too bad. Yeah, I'll see what the customer wants to do with that. So, because if I pile it up, then it's out over any rain or wind or anything. We'll have mulch on the wall quite a bit. So that's the problem with having your beds too high. As I told you about the mulch volcanoes, we call them in the industry, around your trees. Suggest that you mulch thin and not so often, and but yeah, the landscapers like to come in and heap it on 3, 4, 5, 6 inches deep and really build it up, and in a way it does look nice, but it's a problem for the trees, and it does create issues and stuff. The rooting of the trees tend to be higher and not proper, so it doesn't they're not as supported in storms and dry situations. If all your roots are almost above ground to some degree or very close to the surface. So plant your trees flush with the ground pretty much is the standard, and don't over mulch them, because people tend to want to mulch every year or two, and that builds up when you're putting 1, 2, 3 inches every year. Well, you end up with pretty soon 6 inches to a foot of mulch. So in just a few years. So keep that in mind when you're doing that, and hopefully this will help you, some of the new guys or even the old guys. So use your plastic shovels. The buckets are nice for putting the rocks and trash and whatever you find as you're working along. I keep them there, so I run 4 on every job, and 2 A.M. Leonard wheelbarrows, and then I'll make a separate video a little bit more about my trailer setup, but that's it. I don't have any logos or anything on my truck, because I'm a solo operator, and I have everything's word of mouth and customer satisfaction. So I've never advertised other than talking to people local and getting recommended by people. I've never advertised in my 41 years of landscaping. Everything's been word of mouth. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment and ask, and I'll try to get back with you in a timely manner. And appreciate all the new subscribers I'm getting, and hopefully we'll be making some more videos on the other chapter of my life, because this one's slowly being phased out, the landscaping and so forth. And so appreciate all the viewers I'm getting and the subscribers. Thank you so much, and continue to subscribe and like and share my videos. I appreciate it so much. It helps me out a great deal. So thank you for watching. Again, this is Terry Koogler from Koogler Landscaping, out on the job, and not quite done, and so it's a work in progress. So I haven't gotten anything cleaned up or finished day one, but we're about halfway there. So That's it for now. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.